Thank you for joining the presentation. I am your host, Wade Thompson. In overview of the 1760 Power Quality Analyzer, we will take a look at the main features that make the 1760 different from other instruments. The 1760 excels in power quality audits, troubleshooting intermittent events, and standards compliance. Its ability to be customized and be used in unusual applications brings it to the forefront. The Fluke 1760 Power Quality Analyzer is a combination of sophisticated hardware and powerful analytical software, designed to meet the needs of an electrical engineer investigating complex issues, but at the same time simplifying the task. The 1760 also complies with current international standards for power quality instrumentation. Let's take a look at some of the features that make the 1760 different from other power quality tools. Transient capture of 10 megahertz allows for very high resolution viewing of extremely fast transients on the voltage channels, which allows for characterizing the shape and ringing of the event, along with the impact on the fundamental waveform. Utilizing differential channels, you have the ability to do custom measurements outside of standard transformer configurations. Each channel can be a separate meter unto itself, including the ability to mix AC and DC signals. You can even go as far as using all 8 channels for voltage measurements, allowing for the ability to monitor 2 3-phase inputs. For example, the input and output of a voltage regulator or UPS. The limitation being that transients are only captured on the first 4 voltage channels, and the last 4 can be current or voltage, but do not have the capability of the 10 megahertz sampling. The first 4 channels are also always used for voltage and will not substitute for current probe inputs. To further enhance the flexibility and control of the instrument, a very detailed level of thresholds and scaling can be set to assure the capture of exactly what you want and how. Examples like capturing events based on previous cycle comparison, phase angle change, peak value, or deviation from expected value. When a trigger is crossed, you can set what type of data to record and also at what sampling rate. But don't let all those choices scare you. The instrument comes fully loaded with defaults to allow general monitoring right out of the box. The 1760 also has an internal UPS lasting up to 40 minutes to allow the capture of power being restored from most outages. All the data is stored on an internal 2 gigabyte solid-state drive. It also has the ability to transfer data via an external compact flash card slot or a USB thumb drive, in addition to common Ethernet capability. On the front of the 1760 is a panel of LEDs that provide a tremendous amount of detail as to the operation and status of the instrument. The channel section has the ability to warn the user if an input is too high or too low versus the expected input, along with phase sequence. This can actually be used to guide on-site connections without the use of a laptop. The unit can also be put into an automatic mode to just accept whatever input is there and adjust accordingly. Over to the right side is a memory gauge along with the status lights for the GPS, input power, and battery backup. There is also a light to confirm that the unit is actually in monitor mode. For most users in the U.S., compliance to international standards is not normally critical. However, there are some real advantages. When it comes to the IEC 61000-4-30 standard, compliance means that the instrument uses the latest calculations and methodology for measurements along with high accuracy. 2 examples would be the use of a GPS receiver to synchronize the internal clock and voltage accuracy of 0.1%. On the surface, this may not mean much, but when comparing data from separate locations, this means the data can be properly overlaid for comparison. EN 5160 is a European standard directed towards minimum distribution requirements. Besides generating compliance reports, the 1760 leverages this standard as the default threshold for power quality measurements, giving the user a quick and easy starting point. The EN 5160 report also is an easy-to-read display, allowing a quick pass or fail without having to dig deep into the data. The thresholds can also easily be adjusted so that the pass-fail graph meets your desired limits. Here's a quick peek into the setup portion of the system. The first section is our nominal values, along with the EN 5160 thresholds. Any modifications desired can easily be done just by typing the desired values. Recording modes set some of the timing and sampling levels of the main functions. Some of the important values here would be how long should an event record for, along with the pre-trigger capture. The sampling rate for transients can be lowered to save memory space in an application where 10 megahertz sampling may not be required. Choices for what type of data captured is also available. For example, when a transient is triggered, would you also like the RMS and waveform graph data stored, or just the high-speed transient view itself? Here's an example of the actual threshold setting for events. Here we see the different ways we can trigger on a waveform event. There are 5 different algorithms that can be set depending on how the waveform event should be triggered. On each setting, you'll notice there is an icon showing or representing how the function is behaving, and also a short description to aid in the setup. And this will be available for each screen of setup. Another nice feature is an automatic mode to manage memory usage. To prevent the unit from filling memory on one type of data, it can be partitioned out to guarantee that all other values are represented also during the monitoring period. Fluke PQ Analyze software is the PC-based portal into all the data the 1760 captures, with advanced tools for digging deep into the data and being able to view at multiple levels and compare against multiple windows. In this example, we have started with the Sabima tolerance curve in the upper left, and then clicked on one of the dots representing the transients in the lower left portion of the graph. The software then displayed the RMS trend plot, waveform graph, and a high-speed view of the transient. Each graph has a red marker denoting the trigger time to help in comparison. Each individual graph has tools for zooming, scaling, and measurement. Detailed reports can also be generated in Microsoft Excel with a click of one icon. The Excel report creates a separate worksheet for each data group included. Here we're looking at a time plot of VARs for each phase in total over a 5-week monitoring session. Generating a report in Microsoft Word is equally as easy. This example is the time plot for THD over the same period as the Excel VAR example. When reviewing data, a report of either format or both can be generated. So there are no special format or changes necessary to go from one or the other, just a simple click of the associated report icon. The macro templates are also open and available for those who would like to customize the report templates. The standard 1760 kit comes complete with everything you need. All voltage leads, software, and flexible CPs that have a software selectable range of 200 amps or 1,000 amps. There are also 3 other kits available. One without the high-speed voltage transient capability, and then 2 kits to purchase with just the high-speed or low-speed meter without accessories for those that may be expanding their fleet. Fluke also offers a wide range of optional current probes for different applications. Voltage probes of other ranges are also available for applications targeted for a much lower voltage than the standard 600 volt RMS range. So there we have a pretty quick overview of the 1760 kit. If by chance you have any other questions, feel free to contact us. Our toll-free number is 888-257-9897. From there, for technical support, simply hit option 1. For our inside sales department, option number 2. We also have a dedicated email address where you can send the same questions via email if that's more convenient. And don't forget, on our website, we have all the manuals, product literature, some demos, along with downloading all the latest software and firmware for all products. So a lot of information is available on our website at all times. So thank you very much for joining us. Take care.